Good evening, assalamu alaikum to all our NTV viewers. Welcome to another edition of ILFL Soccer Nights. As the nation gripped with the FA Cup, we have a lot of cups to talk about in this show. We've got the Interleague Champions Cup, we've got the League Cup, and also the Challenge Cup first round to discuss. We're going to have two draws in the next segments, the Interleague Champions quarter-final, and also the first round for the Challenge Cup. In the next round, we'll do the draws. If I can first of all welcome my two guests, Jermaine, who's our partner from Hackney Leighton League, our very own member, and also Nanu, one of our pundits, and also the man with all the info, the stats, or the stats man in short. First of all, we had two fixtures outstanding for the Interleague Champions Cup. If I can just go for the results for those two fixtures. We had Milan v Gow All-Stars yesterday, played out at Hackney Marshes, and Milan playing the champions, Gow All-Stars, and surprisingly, well, to be honest, not that surprising, Milan won 3-0. We'll discuss that in more further details. We had Virgin NME from the Musical League playing against Roving Reporters from Barton League, and Roving Reporters won 3-2. Now, just to recap on those discussions, I know, Jermaine, you were at the match yesterday. Yep. Tell me about the champions being knocked out in the first round, Gow All-Stars against Milan, a team from your league, which I'm sure you can fill us with more details.
Well, it was a really, really good game. I thought to myself, I'll go at half time, but I was just glued to the game, so I ended up actually watching the whole game. Milan were just strong all over the pitch on the day. I think they limited Gow All-Stars to probably two good chances all game. Milan, a lot of pace. I think they were physically stronger. I think they were mentally stronger on the day.
Did Gow All-Stars have the full squad? Because I know last season, obviously being champions, they looked very formidable, very strong. I expected a bit more fight back from the champions.
I believe they did, because yeah? David was there, and remember he reffed them in where he was there for the final, and he said that they did have a pretty good side out. But I just think on the day, Milan was just too powerful. I think on the day.
We knew before the draw was done, Milan is one of the strong, because I watched them last season especially, I watched 3 of the games, and I was surprised they actually got knocked out, I think, in the semi-final, which again, they dominated possession, controlled the game, but just couldn't finish off. I think it was against Stepney at
That's right.
Marshes.
Yeah.
This year, are they looking to complete the job, or say, complete the unfinished job? Because they were favourites in last season, but they got stopped in the semi-final, and even this season, obviously, it's a convincing win against the champions, Gow All-Stars. Credit to Milan. Have they got the ambition to this time go one step further, at least get to the final, or at least win it?
I think they have, definitely. There's no doubt about that, because yesterday it was pretty much the same. They kept possession well, and Gow also, I think they tired mentally and physically, because they kept the ball well, Milan, and I think they was very good in the first half, Milan, and outstanding in the second half. They just got better as the game went on, Milan, and deservedly won the game.
And how is Milan doing in the league itself, in the Hackney Leighton League?
They're still up there. As Gow All-Stars and Milan will tell you, when you're the champions, teams come for you. They come for you, and Gow All-Stars found that out. Milan's having the same issue in the league as well. Only team I think to beat them was Shakespeare, believe it. It was another team that's in the League Cup. They're finding it hard, but they know to come and talk to me once they run it back to back.
Okay. The other result, obviously, we talked about the Roving Reporters. I know none of you actually go into that league, Barnet League. Do you know much about them? Obviously, convincing win against, 3-2. I think, and from what I hear, obviously, it was 3-0, and in the last 5 minutes or so, Virgin managed to get 2 goals back.
To be honest with you, I haven't actually come across those teams. They've got quite a few divisions, so when I go and watch them play, there's loads of other games to watch them play, so I haven't actually come across. But, those 2 teams, I'm quite curious about those two teams,
Obviously, Roving Reporters from the Barnet League. If I can just get the results on the screen, let's just recap the full first round results. We discussed the first 2 fixtures. The other results that happened before Christmas break was Ace winning 7-1 against El Valiente, Al Huda winning 2-1 against Beaumont. Bartlett had a draw with score draw with Reach Out. Reach Out managed to win on penalties 4-3. Bromley winning convincingly 6-3 against Berwick Orion. London Tigers, unfortunately, is losing to a very, very strong Shakespeare 4-0. Again, another team from Hackney Leighton, Jermaine would know. And Stepney, again, drew level with Northumberland Park. Again, another team from the Barnet League, but they managed to get the 3-2 win. Looking at those teams, I know we still have, and I know I will get to you, we've got Ace, we've got Bromley, we've got Reach Out. Do you see any potentially any of the 3 teams gain further on the the cup itself?
I think they do. I mean, if you look at the results, first of all, with Ace, you know, scoring 7 goals past El Valiente. Now you can imagine, you know, El Valiente is meant to be one of the decent sides from that league that they came from, and I mean, Ace scoring that many goals, you know, it shows how strong.
Not to mention,
they are.
Ace is having a brilliant season. I mean, they're convincingly winning every week. When they win, they don't just win with 1 or 2 goals. They always got 5, 6 goals against opposition, which is showing the strength and, you know, the determination. Because we discussed Ace on previous seasons that they're the nearly teams. They come runners up or get to the final, or, you know, just can't manage to get through. This season they've been quite convincing and strong, so they're looking good at the moment in time.
They do look very good, you know. So that's one of the stronger teams. Reach Out, okay, so they had a new 2-2 draw with Bartlett, but they went on to win on the penalties. But Reach Out is another strong team. Now, I could compare Reach Out with a team like Myland. I've seen both of these teams play. I've seen Myland play against Stepney in the last year's Champions Cup, and unfortunately for them at that time, Stepney controlled the game. You know, it took 10 minutes for Stepney to control the game, and you know, Stepney ended up winning. But Stepney played a very different kind of game, which Myland were not accustomed to. You know, I mean, Myland, I mean, all of the players are like 6'2" plus, and Stepney are not. You know, they as soon as they got the ball on the ground, you know, Stepney controlled the game. But had they didn't do that, I would have said Myland would have had them. No, honestly, it was one of those stronger teams. So that's Reach Out. If you look at Bromley, 6 goals past, you know, Berwick Ryan, and you know, we're not talking about 2 or 3. That's 6 goals.
I spoke to Hamid, the Bromley manager. He's realised in the recent years they've not been quite successful. Although they actually won it the first year round, that was 5 years ago. He's taking it more seriously. So what he's doing is recruiting more players to strengthen the squad, because he knows the Interleague Champions Cup is a different kettle of fish altogether. So I think he's prepared more. I think that's one of the reasons why I think he was successful in that round. Come back to you again, Jermaine. Shakespeare convincingly beating Tigers 4-0. I saw the game. They looked fast. They looked strong. Are they one of your contenders for the title itself?
They're the ones a bit like, because I remember Go All-Stars last year, I kept saying, I think they're the team that can go on to win this, and they did. And I think Shakespeare's the underdogs that could do well in this competition, and they're the silent ones that no one's going to really mention too much about. But they are the only team to beat Myland this year.
All right.
So that's letting the cat out of the bag. They are the only team to beat Myland this year, and I do feel, again, with Reach Out and Myland, I do think they want to improve on last year, because they both got knocked out of the semi-final. I think Reach Out got beat quite convincingly.
With Reach Out, I must say, I like the team. I like the way they play. It's when Michael turns up, the manager for us.
When he plays,
that's a different team altogether. The formation, the way he manages the team is different. The way the players respond. When he's not there, I see weaknesses. I see the players dropping down a level. In the last 2 weeks, even in Christmas, when Michael's not there, they don't perform the same way when he's there. Because when he's there, there's a level of performance that rises. So I think it depends on Mike. I think he's a key contribution to the success of the team. He was there all last season. Now he plays for a team now, so he can't be with the team every Sunday. So for me, Reach Out is a strong team. But if Michael's there, they're very strong. If he's not there, then again, depends on who's managing, who turns up, and who plays in the system they play.
But if I remember correctly, he was actually there last year.
Yeah, last year he was there,
He was hurting, there. And like I said, I think Reach Out, I think they was taken by surprise by Go All-Stars. I think we all was. We wasn't expecting that scoreline. But again, they're a strong side, Reach Out. They're a team who I think mentally are getting better every year. If they go down, I know they'll fight to come back.
Okay, there you have it. We've got 2 strong teams from Hackney Leighton, the Myland and Shakespeare. We've got our own teams from ILFL, Ace still in the hat, Bromley, Reach Out, and there's a few more other teams. We will be doing the draw for the quarterfinal next segment, so stay and we'll keep you posted. What we want to discuss next is the back to our bread and butter, the league games that happened yesterday. If I can get the monitor on the screen, the results on the screen. Bromley winning convincingly 8-3 against London Tigers. We need to discuss that matter. Hawke and Eagle losing 9-2 against Reach Out. Robin Hood Tigers losing 5-2 against Stepney, and St Catherine's losing 9-3 against Ace. Again, coming to you, Nanu, not very surprising. The bottom 3 teams playing top 3 teams, and not just beating them, but convincingly. Look at the goal differences.
Yeah,
8-3, 9-2, 9-3, 5-2.
Those results do reflect the league standing. I mean, you can see that Tigers are not doing extremely well this season. To be honest with you, Tigers in general, in various other competitions, have not been doing very well.
I was watching that game, to be honest. In the first 10 minutes, they looked decent. I know he's got a new manager, so we gave him the first few weeks saying, new manager, getting to know the system. I know he changed all the players in the recent weeks. Now we're coming to the business end of the league. We can't use the same excuse, new manager, new players, because you already played 9, 10 weeks. You know, you need to start performing, getting results, because they started off well. As soon as Bromley scored a goal, heads went down. Next thing I know, it's 3-0.
I know, we talk about this in the beginning of the season.
But it's not in London Tigers' ethos, with a club with a reputation. They always manage to fight back. I didn't see the fight back yesterday.
No.
Is
no.
that
you wouldn't expect to see a fight back on the 11th hour. This is probably the 11th hour. We're in January, you know, there's not many fixtures remaining. Yeah. And Tigers, you know, and this so late in the season, they've had a manager change as well. So it's not going to do them any good. But all I can say is that, you know, if at least in a number of games, they can get some points. And if they can end the season in a respectable position, and I think that would be quite well done for them. And then they can concentrate on the next season. But this season, it's all about salvaging and trying to get as many points as possible. They're not going to win anything. You know, and Bromley just took advantage of that, you know. Yeah. I mean, 8-3 in previous seasons, you would expect to see that. You'd see the results the opposite way around.
I spoke to Hamid because he said, we're playing Tigers, and he made sure the key players turned up. He made sure he was more passionate, more hungry. I think we said that this season, last season, teams that prepare and come hungry and show the hunger on the pitch are more successful. Wouldn't you agree with that, Jermaine? The same with your league as well.
Totally. And again, I think sometimes when they turn up with the hunger, the teams do well. And the downside is when the players don't turn up and let the manager down, and then you know they can play well, and your players let it down. But when they turn up hungry, they do.
Let's just have a look at the league table. If we can show this on the league table on the screen, please. We can see Stepney on top with 25 points. Right behind them is Ace, Reach Out, and Bowman, respectively. There's a 3 points cushion for Stepney, obviously 4 points gap for Reach Out and Bowman. But if looking at the bottom, we know 2 teams get relegated. You've got Hawke and Eagle, St Catherine's, London Tigers. Definitely 2 out of these 3. I think Bromley are safe, London Tigers are safe, convincing because of the points difference.
Yeah, those teams are safe.
We already played more or less, we only got about 6-7 games remaining. It's between the 2 now. London Tigers is a massive club. For them to be relegated, it'll be unbelievable. St Catherine's promoted. I don't know. Hawke and Eagle established for a few years now. It's not. Who do you think will survive out of this 3?
That's a tough one because all these teams are sitting right at the bottom. I mean, we can tell by the number of games played that St Catherine's is definitely one of the candidates to drop. Now, Hawke and Eagle, now it really depends on those 2 teams, how determined they are to stay up there. And I know that Hawke and Eagle is trying their utmost best. And as you just mentioned earlier on about London Tigers, they tried to do all the best, but they couldn't hold on. It's a tough call, you know, as you mentioned, about 6-7 games left. So maybe if you ask me the same question in a couple of weeks' time, I should be able to.
I think only good point for London Tigers is goal difference. It is less than Hawke and Eagle. Anyway, what we'll do is we're going to go into a break, and on the next segment we're going to discuss more about the Division 1, the Champions League's draw, the Challenge Cup draw, and also other projects that Nanu will be discussing about the Vets League and the Vets competition. So don't go away, stay with us, we'll be back in 2 minutes.